Neural networks, whether biological or artificial, represent a fascinating frontier in the study of intelligence and learning. The human brain, with its intricate web of neurons, is the original template from which artificial neural networks, or ANNs, have drawn inspiration. These networks serve as the foundation for understanding how complex systems process information and make decisions. The human brain is a marvel of nature, with approximately 100 billion neurons forming an incredibly complex network. These neurons communicate through electrical impulses and chemical signals, enabling everything from basic motor functions to abstract thought. Meanwhile, artificial neural networks mimic this complexity through computational models, offering a simplified but powerful tool for data processing and decision-making. Artificial neural networks have become a cornerstone of modern artificial intelligence, driven by advancements in computing power and algorithmic design. These networks consist of layers of interconnected nodes, each performing specific calculations to process and analyze data. Despite their simplicity compared to biological networks, ANNs have demonstrated remarkable capabilities in recognizing patterns, predicting outcomes, and even generating content. Their applications span numerous industries, from healthcare to finance, showcasing their versatility and potential impact. The human brain's complexity begins with its most basic unit, the neuron. Neurons are specialized cells responsible for transmitting information throughout the nervous system. Each neuron consists of a cell body, dendrites, and an axon. The dendrites receive incoming signals from other neurons, while the axon transmits the neuron's own signal to other cells. Neurons communicate through a combination of electrical and chemical signals. An electrical impulse, or action potential, travels down the axon to the synapse, where it triggers the release of neurotransmitters. These chemical messengers cross the synaptic gap and bind to receptors on the receiving neuron, influencing whether it will fire its own action potential. This process of synaptic transmission is fundamental to neural communication and underlies all brain activity. Neurons are organized into networks that specialize in different functions, such as vision, language, and movement. These networks are dynamic and can change in response to new experiences or learning. The brain's adaptability is a hallmark of its remarkable capacity to adapt to new environments and challenges. The phrase "neurons that fire together, wire together" captures a fundamental principle of how the brain learns and adapts. This concept, known as Hebbian theory, suggests that the connections between neurons strengthen when they are activated simultaneously. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This process is most pronounced during childhood but continues into adulthood, enabling us to learn new skills, recover from brain injuries, and adapt to changes in our environment. Experience-dependent plasticity highlights the brain's ability to change in response to specific experiences. Learning a new language or musical instrument involves the growth of new synapses and the strengthening of existing ones in relevant brain areas. This adaptability allows the brain to optimize its functions based on the demands placed upon it. Understanding neuroplasticity is crucial for developing interventions that harness the brain's natural ability to heal and adapt. Artificial neural networks, or ANNs, are designed to mimic the brain's ability to process information and learn from data. These computational models consist of layers of interconnected nodes, or artificial neurons, each performing specific calculations. The architecture of an ANN can vary, but the simplest form is a feed-forward network where information flows in one direction from input to output. More complex architectures, such as convolutional and recurrent networks, allow for sophisticated data processing and pattern recognition. Each node in an ANN receives input, processes it, and passes it on to the next layer. This process of data transformation and transmission is analogous to the way neurons in the brain transmit signals. However, unlike biological neurons, artificial neurons perform mathematical operations on the input data, adjusting their output based on specific algorithms. Learning in ANNs involves adjusting the weights of the connections between nodes. This process, known as backpropagation, involves comparing the network's output to the desired result and calculating the error. The network then adjusts its weights to minimize this error, gradually improving its performance over time. Despite their effectiveness, ANs are fundamentally different from biological networks operating solely through mathematical computations. Section 5, Biological versus Artificial Neural Networks, a comparative analysis. While ANs draw inspiration from the human brain, significant differences exist. Biological networks use electrical and chemical signals. ANs process information through mathematical operations. The human brain has billions of neurons and trillions of synapses. ANs are limited in nodes and connections. Biological networks operate in a decentralized manner. This allows flexibility and robustness. ANs rely on centralized algorithms. Both can learn from data and recognize patterns. Understanding these differences advances neuroscience and AI. Section 6. Historical development of artificial neural networks. The development of artificial neural networks, or ANs, has been a journey of innovation and inspiration, closely tied to our understanding of the human brain. The concept of ANs dates back to the mid-20th century, when early computer scientists sought to replicate the brain's ability to process information. One of the earliest models was the perceptron, developed by Frank Rosenblatt in 1958. The perceptron was a simple algorithm designed to recognize patterns and classify data, marking a significant milestone in the field of machine learning. Despite its limitations, the perceptron demonstrated the potential of neural networks to mimic certain aspects of human cognition, sparking interest in further research in the field. The evolution of ANs continued with the development of more sophisticated models, such as the multi-layer perceptron and backpropagation algorithms. The rise of deep learning in the early 21st century marked a turning point, as researchers harnessed the power of increased computing capabilities to train large-scale neural networks. Today, ANs are a cornerstone of artificial intelligence, driving advancements in fields such as computer vision, natural language processing, and robotics. Section 7. Real-world applications of neural networks. Neural networks have become integral to many aspects of modern life, powering technologies that enhance convenience, efficiency, and decision-making. One of the most prominent applications of artificial neural networks, or ANs, is in the field of computer vision, where they are used to analyze and interpret visual data. ANs enable facial recognition systems, autonomous vehicles, and surveillance technologies, transforming how we interact with and understand the visual world. In healthcare, ANs are revolutionizing diagnostics and treatment planning. By analyzing medical images such as X-rays and MRIs, neural networks can detect abnormalities and assist doctors in diagnosing conditions with high accuracy. This application extends to personalized medicine, where ANs analyze genetic data to tailor treatments to individual patients, improving outcomes and reducing side effects. The finance industry also benefits from the predictive capabilities of neural networks. ANs are used to detect fraudulent transactions, assess credit risk, and forecast market trends. By processing vast amounts of financial data in real time, ANs help institutions make informed decisions and mitigate risks. Section 8. Ethical considerations and future implications of AI. As artificial intelligence, or AI systems, particularly those based on neural networks, become more sophisticated, ethical considerations are paramount. The increasing deployment of AI across various sectors raises concerns about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the potential displacement of human labor. Data privacy is a major concern, as AI systems often require large amounts of personal data to function effectively. Ensuring that data is collected, stored, and processed securely is essential to protect individuals' privacy rights. Algorithmic bias is another critical issue, as biases present in training data can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes. Ensuring that neural networks are trained on diverse and representative data sets is essential to minimize bias and promote fairness. The potential displacement of jobs by AI systems is a concern that requires careful consideration. Preparing the workforce for this transition through education and training is essential to ensure that the benefits of AI are distributed equitably. Section 9. Conclusion. The importance of understanding neural networks. Understanding neural networks, both biological and artificial, is crucial for advancing intelligence and learning. The human brain inspires artificial neural networks, ANs. which replicate its functions. ANs, though powerful, differ fundamentally from biological neurons. Cross-disciplinary insights drive innovation in neuroscience and AI. Understanding these systems informs advanced AI and brain research. Responsible AI development is essential for ethical considerations. Ensuring AI transparency, fairness, and security is crucial. Collaboration among scientists, policymakers, and the public shapes a harmonious future for AI and human intelligence.